Hello, Taurus rising. Welcome to Scopes Unshamed. I'm Britten LaRue, and this is August 2026. Let's go. So, Taurus rising, it was a big, it was a big full moon that you just had there at the end of July. July was a big month in general. There was a lot of really big energy talking to, like pieces talking to each other across the sky, talking to you, talking to the collective. There was also a Mercury retrograde, which always brings up a lot of information. And then the full moon there at the end, that really activated your major polarity of fourth house, 10th house, which is like private life, home life is where you have Leo, family of origin, who you are when you come home to yourself. Like, what is like that base place that you can come home to and feel like at home in yourself? And then the opposite, the 10th house where the full moon was at the end of July, that's your 10th house of public life, what you're known for, your reputation. Like the thing that when people see you, they're like, there you are this in the community. And this is just a massive polarity for human beings. It's also a massive polarity for shame because we often embed our expectation of who we're supposed to be, our parents' expectations for who we're supposed to be in the 10th house with a lot of stuff that's not really us, strivings that aren't ours, overcultural ideas about success versus failure. So whenever there's like this full moon window in the year, which for you is going to always be Leo season when the full moon is in Aquarius, you're being invited into like a check-in with how you're doing with um, becoming your own authority, with who you show up to be in your career and what kind of space you create for yourself to fall back in to yourself every day, end of day, when you're done doing the public thing, Leo. Okay, so whatever came up is great information for you because that just shows you like this is where I am, this is where the healing invitations are next. Like, how am I feeling about all those things? Do I feel like I'm in my authority? Depending on how you answer those questions, it just shows you like where am I? Where am I in this process? Thank you, planets, for helping me. So then moving into the rest of the month, you're continuing to have a lot of a lot of invitations to understand who you are in your home life, especially vis-a-vis the past. Like the past is always present, period, but it's extremely present in the fourth house because um, the way we set up home and foundations of self is so deeply connected to the home life we experienced as children and then their caregivers and their caregivers. So there's a lot about lineage and ancestors and roots that has to do with the fourth house. And I don't know anyone on planet Earth that isn't doing healing here, that isn't like aware that healing is the thing that's happening in the fourth house. So for you, there may be a lot of things that just like showing up even in your dreams, helping you to basically clear residue of what's not yours, clear stories that aren't yours, really like hold hold all that stuff. Um, and this is just so important for you, Taurus rising, because the house where we have Leo is the house that the sun is caring for. So no matter where in your chart you have your sun, Like you're probably not a Leo sun, but maybe you are. But probably you're not a Leo sun. So your sun is somewhere else in the chart. Wherever it is, what sign it's in, what house it's in, it's still what it cares about is you coming into your most unshamed beingness. Sun, being is your power. Unshamed being, beaming your heart. You're unshamed beaming that up that foundational place. So for you, there probably is a, a life invitation to figure out how to untangle your truth, the truth of you from the the truth of your lineage and still also be part of that at the same time. There's no small task. So some of those things may have been coming up, and there will be an eclipse on August 12th at 20 degrees of Leo, where because it's an eclipse, it's probably going to carry on that day or the days after some information. By information, I mean like data, stuff that happens, just stuff that happens that will trigger new sight for you, new awareness. I think of eclipses as new sight. So we have two, and eclipses always come in pairs or in threes. And what tends to be quote unquote difficult with eclipses is the space between, because that's where we're like rapidly dealing with this new information. And there tends to be like a large collective shift that happens as well. So we're like doing our own growth while, there's like the chaos of collective energy. So, one of the most powerful things I think you can do for yourself this August is to really create space for yourself at home where you can hear yourself and listen to what all of this energy is bringing to you and helping you see to heal it and clear it. And to try not to act, try not to make any actions until you've listened. Try to be more devotional with your listening inwardly and hold off on decisions and actions and reactions until you've like really found some space for yourself. I think that will feel really good is to have your own wisdom from this eclipse window and not just like lob into a collective frenzy, whatever happens. There's usually some kind of frenzy, but that doesn't mean it's for you, you know? It doesn't mean it's for you. Just because there's a collective frenzy doesn't mean that's for you. So then in the later part of the month, the sun will move into Virgo, which is a very different energy. You may feel like you're kind of being reborn. Like, oh, we're through that. And now what? And this may become a time for you to kind of open up again and like come out of your shell and see how the world's doing and start creating and playing bigger. And there's going to be an eclipse then in Virgo Pisces. It's going to be a lunar eclipse because it's a full moon. And that's going to be at 5 of Pisces Virgo at August 28th. So this one is going to have a square from Uranus and Gemini that is probably going to be bringing up um, just some kind of information to help you own what you need to care for yourself. Um, yeah, with Uranus, it's always unpredictable. You can just expect the unpredictable, but there may be some kind of news or just a drop of information. This doesn't have to be quote unquote bad. There's just something that's like creating your own opportunity to see, to have awareness about something for taking deeper care of yourself and giving yourself more space to be a human being. What would it be like to give yourself more space to be a human being? So then along the way, we get to the very end of the month, August 31st, when Saturn in Aries is going to trine Jupiter in Leo at 13 degrees of Aries Leo. And the moon will actually be in Aries at this time. So, given where these are in your chart, this information may come through more subtly. Like, some people are going to be having like very outward awareness of this. You may have more of an internal sense of a shift. In order to listen to it, I invite you to create meditation space, like a ritual practice with it, if you want to tune in and really like listen to what Saturn and Jupiter are offering you. But the Jupiterian is very expansive, and the Saturnian makes form through limits and contractions and boundaries. And so together they provide the opportunity to create and for something new to come through that's being made, like a rebirth energy. Expanding and contracting is birthing. And Jupiter expands and Saturn contracts. What's coming through for you is probably coming through in this kind of like healing realm, the subtle realm. Um, you may, if you see manifestations in the visible world, it may be because things are showing up for you in your home. Like stuff in your home life is just like up, whether it's because you're moving or redecorating or like clearing and stuff like that. Like cleaning out your house would actually be like extremely excellent in all of August. All of August. If you clean your house, I think that's going to be really, really good for you. So take it or leave it. On the whole, it's like it's a pretty big month, but there's a lot of sweet things that are at play right now. And I think that um, we have this opportunity to be in repair and healing, which is what I'm very interested in. That's what unshaming is. While we're also like creating and enjoying and delighting and making room for more of what we want. So, how does that sound? How does that sound, Taurus rising? All right. Thank you so much. If you enjoy the way I speak astrology, I encourage you to check out my book, Living Astrology. It's so beautiful. And I also have a podcast, that Moon to Moon, that I publish here too in YouTube. So anything that says Moon to Moon podcast is my podcast, and you might really enjoy tuning into the stuff that I put out over there. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in September.